welcome to the Sports CDP Crash Course with Data Talks, where we talk data, sports and sports customer data platforms to help you deliver a world-class supporter experience. Each episode on this podcast is specially curated to give you deep and current insights on how to get the right message to the right supporter at the right time and through the right channel. So without further ado, let's dive right into today's lesson. You are now well versed in strategy formulation and implementation through a sports customer data platform. But how do you know if your strategy is working? Well, that is what we're discussing in this episode. We will go through key performance indicators, KPIs, what they are, why they're important, and how to use KPIs to monitor the performance of your strategy. If you have missed episodes on strategy formulation and implementation, do listen to episodes 20, 21, and 23 to ensure that you are up to speed. So, key performance indicators, KPIs, what are they? They are simply the metrics your organization tracks in order to help determine the overall effectiveness of the organization's marketing efforts. KPIs are crucial to the success of your organization because they help you determine what strategies are working and which ones aren't, so that you can then adjust your efforts accordingly. There are many different KPIs in sports that you can create based on your organization's specific needs. But no matter what strategic goals you're trying to achieve, big or small, one thing is for certain: your KPIs need to be SMART. SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. In other words, when formulating a KPI, you need to ask yourself the following questions. Is this KPI specific enough? And you should be very detailed here by accounting for what exactly needs to be accomplished, who's responsible for it, and what steps need to be taken to achieve it. Next, is this KPI measurable? You can only measure what you quantify, so make sure that your strategy has some form of measurability so you can know the success of it by comparing the before and after numbers. Saying I want to increase revenue, for example, is specific, but by how much becomes the next question. Hence the need for measurability. Thereafter, you have to ask yourself, is this KPI attainable? Having big dreams is important. However, when setting up your strategy and goals, you have to give yourself a reality check. With the current resources and team you have, can you realistically achieve the goal you have just set or the strategy you want to implement? If not, what do you need to have in place to make your strategy attainable? Another crucial consideration is how relevant is your strategy or goal to your organization. This is a part where you get to really ask yourself why you're setting that specific goal in the first place. Pun intended. Those who work data-driven can really justify themselves at this stage by looking at what their data says and pursuing something in that direction. Whereas, unfortunately, if you're not working data-driven, you will have to make guesstimates, which aren't reliable at all. So, as a first step, we recommend working data-driven. Listen to episode 3 to learn more about working data-driven. Finally, you want to be clear about the time you allocate to your strategy, goal, or whatever project you're working on. So you should ask yourself questions like, what is the time frame for achieving this goal? When will you start implementing your strategy? When will the strategy be finished? You and your team need to be on the same page when it comes to timing. Setting KPIs according to this framework will make it so much easier for you to assess the performance of your different strategies. What would this look like in practice? If we were to look at the example about increasing revenue, this is what a SMART goal would look like. Grow the monthly recurring revenue of the organization by 150,000 within the first quarter of 2022. This will be accomplished by creating targeted, limited edition merchandise campaigns, which will begin running in January 2022 on 3 social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and the organization's website. Since most of the organization's purchases happen online, creating a buzz through limited edition merchandise and pushing this online will ultimately increase sales, thus ultimately increasing the monthly recurring revenue. The KPI here, of course, will be the increase in revenue. This means that the KPIs you set will act as indicators of how well you are performing on that goal. For example, it could tell you that you're generating only 30% of the sales target you had set from the beginning, or it could tell you that you sold 10% over your target goal. Whatever the case, your KPIs will let you know when things are going according to plan and when they aren't. If your goal is to deliver a world-class supporter experience at every game and you want to know how you can meet that goal and get started today, then visit our website at datatalks.sc and fill out our demo form to experience firsthand how we can help you. Or you can sign up for our masterclass or email list to get exclusive materials such as ebooks and case studies that will help you meet your goals better. Until next time, stay productive. Data Talks. We fill the stadium, you focus on the game.